Chapter 9. The Chip Thief. The good thing about a high-security potato chip storage facility is that it keeps your chips safe from chip thieves. The bad thing about a high-security potato chip storage facility is that it can be quite hard to get into, even for the rightful owner of the chips. First, you have to tiptoe through 1,000 loaded mousetraps without getting snapped. And then you have to evade a deadly network of 100 laser beams. Next, you have to avoid getting crushed to death by a 10-ton weight. And then, if you survive all that, you have to fight the very angry duck. And in the unlikely event you manage to defeat the very angry duck, then you are faced with the most advanced safe lock ever created. A locking system so complicated, in fact, that there's only one person in the whole world who is smart enough to open it, and that's me. Hold on, that's not right. The door is unlocked. Somebody has unlocked my safe. Somebody who is not me. Oh no, my chips, my precious chips. Somebody has stolen my precious perfect potato chips. Oh, hang on. No, they haven't. The packet's still here. I probably just forgot to lock the door. Oops. That's funny. There's only one left. I thought I had more than that. I take the last chip out and bite into it. It tastes as good as ever. Actually, no, it doesn't. It tastes like cardboard. Ptah! That's because it is cardboard. Somebody, probably Terry, snuck in here, unlocked my safe, stole my chips and replaced them with a single cardboard replica in the hope I wouldn't notice. I can't believe it. That chip thief Terry has stolen my chips. This means war. But first, a rage-filled rant that rhymes. Once Terry was a friend on whom I could depend. I could not comprehend how the fun would ever end. But now my trust is trashed. Into my vault he crashed. A wicked plan he hatched. My precious chips he snatched. He stole my chips, that rotten thief. It is a crime beyond belief. My endless grief will not be brief, for from this pain there's no relief. I loved those chips, and to me it seemed that all night and day of my chips I dreamed. Whenever I thought of my chips I beamed, but then that chip fiend intervened. Him and his evil chip-stealing scheme. How could he be so terribly mean? It makes me want to shout and scream. My rage is totally and utterly extreme. My chips he did so cruelly rob, to shove in his big fat slobbery gob. It makes me want to sadly sob, to think of my perfectly precious chips, pinched between his fingertips, and perched upon his drooling lips. A stolen chip apocalypse. From this betrayal I will never recover. We are no longer friends with one another. I'm warning him now, he'd better take cover. He's my worst ever friend, my ex-blood brother. I'm going to hunt that chip thief down, him and every last Terry in Terrytown. They won't be laughing then, those clowns. I'll turn their smiles into permanent frowns. I'll wreak my stolen chip revenge. His punishment will never end. I'll tell the world of his infamy, of how he stole my chips from me. His name will go down in history, synonymous with chip thievery. So now he'd better prepare his tomb, that gangly-limbed, crazy-eyed, curly-haired loon. 'Cause I'm coming at him faster than a supersonic boom. That greedy, grasping, chip-stealing goon. Closer and closer to him do I zoom. That traitorous, treacherous BFF of a baboon. And when I get there, it will be safe to assume that very soon you know whom will get what's coming when I deal out his doom. Ha 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 ha. Chapter 10. Andy versus Terry. I storm out of my high-security potato chip storage facility and into the kitchen. Terry and Mel Gibbon are making popcorn with the lid off the pot. Freshly popped popcorn is popping in all directions while Mr. Big Shot and his crew film the whole thing. Hey, chip thief, I yell at Terry. You stole my chips. No, I didn't, says Terry. Why would I want to steal your stinky old chips? I'm a movie star now, and I can have all the chips I want. Yeah, well, maybe you stole them before you were a movie star, I say. Did you ever think of that? No, I didn't think of that, he says, and I didn't think of anything else either, and I didn't steal your stupid old chips. Did, I say. Didn't, says Terry. Did, didn't, did, didn't. So you deny it, I say. Absolutely, says Terry, folding his arms. Then there's only one way to settle this, I say. A fight, says Mr. Big Shot hopefully. No, I say, a court case. We'll let Judge Gavelhead decide. I love it, says Mr. Big Shot. Courtroom dramas are box office gold. Let's go. We climb up to the courtroom. Mr. Big Shot and his crew set up the cameras. Lights, camera, action, he shouts. Judge Gavelhead bangs his head on the bench. Order in the court, he yells. Let the case of Andy versus Terry proceed. He stole my chips, I yell, pointing at Terry. I object, says Terry. He's lying. He's just jealous because I'm a movie star and he's not. Judge Gavelhead turns to me. Chip stealing is a serious crime, he says. What evidence do you have to support this extraordinary accusation? Well, Your Honour, I say, I have prepared a detailed diagram showing how the accused didst, on the night in question, with evil chip-stealing aforethought, use a pair of the most technologically advanced mousetrap-proof stilts ever invented to evade the high-security measures of my high-security potato chip storage facility and steal my chips. Behold, Exhibit A. Exhibit A. The night Terry used a pair of the most technologically advanced mousetrap-proof stilts ever invented to break into my high-security potato chip storage facility and steal my potato chips. Well, says Judge Gavelhead, this looks like an open and shut case. He turns to Terry. What do you have to say for yourself, chip thief? I didn't do it, says Terry. I don't even own a pair of mousetrap-proof stilts, Your Honour. Not any more you don't, I say, because you ate them to get rid of the evidence. Did not, says Terry. Did, I say. Order in the court, says Judge Gavelhead. He bangs his head on the bench. He turns to me. Do you wish to call any witnesses? Yes, I most certainly do, I say. I'd like to call the very angry duck to the stand. She saw the whole thing. The very angry duck waddles angrily to the witness box. I step as close to the very angry duck as I dare. Quack once if the chip thief who stole my chips is in this courtroom, I say. The very angry duck looks around angrily and quacks. Quack! Thank you, I say. I point to Terry. Quack again if I'm now pointing to the chip thief. The very angry duck quacks. Quack! Thank you, I say. No further questions. I rest my case. That's not proof, says Terry. That duck will quack at anything. The very angry duck quacks again. Quack! See, says Terry. Judge Gavelhead bangs his head. Order in the court. Quack! This judge bangs his head. Would the chip thief like to call a witness? Bang! Quack! Yes, says Terry. I call on Mel Gibbon. Mel Gibbon swings across the courtroom on a vine and drops down into the witness box. Do you know me? Says Terry. Yes, says Mel. You're my best friend. Thank you, says Terry. And in all the time that we've been best friends, have you ever known me to steal anybody's chips? No, never, says Mel. Thank you, says Terry. I rest my case. Objection, I say. Terry and Mel only met each other a few hours ago, and would you take the word of a monkey over that of a duck? Because that's what Mel is. He's a monkey. Objection, Your Honour, says Mel. I'm not a monkey. I'm a gibbon. Same thing, I say. Is not, says Mel. Is so. Is not. Is so. Judge Gavelhead bangs his head. Order, he shouts. Gibbon, yells Mel. Monkey, I yell back. Quack, says the very angry duck. Order, Gibbon, monkey, quack. Bang, Gibbon, monkey, quack. Court dismissed, says Judge Gavelhead. I've got a headache. He stands up and leaves the courtroom. Phew, says Terry. I'm glad we got that sorted out. But we didn't, I say. Yes, we did, he says. It's pretty obvious that I didn't do it. But you did do it, I say. I didn't. Did, didn't, did, didn't. There's only one way to settle this, I say. A fight? Says Mr. Big Shot hopefully. Yes, I say, but not just any ordinary fight. An epic interstellar space battle. Perfect, says Mr. Big Shot. Epic interstellar space battles are box office gold. Lights, camera, action. Hang on, I say. What's the matter, says Terry. You're not chickening out, are you? No, I'm hulking up, I say. And you'd better do the same unless you want me to squash you like a bug. Good idea, says Terry. Thanks, Andy. Don't mention it, I say. What are ex-best friends for? We hulk up as fast as we can. Let the epic interstellar space battle begin, I say. I grab 2 passing flying saucers and crash them together over Terry's ears. Crash! He pulls the moon from its orbit and kicks it at me. Boot! Hard! Ouch! Boing! I catch a meteor shower in my mouth and spit the meteors back at him. Ouch! Terry takes the rings from around Saturn and frisbees them at me. I'm sliced into at least a dozen sections, which, even for a space fight, is going too far. So I have no option but to end it by shoving him into a supermassive black hole. No! Are you ready to admit you stole my chips now? I say, but I get no answer. Terry? I say. Still nothing. Terry? I yell, but he still doesn't reply. Uh-oh. I reach into the black hole and pull him out. The extreme gravitation has stretched and pulled his body so much that he looks like he's made of spaghetti. That's when I hear a familiar sound. Whoosh, purr, meow. It's Jill and her space cats. Andy, she says, what are you doing out here in space? And what happened to Terry? Why does he look like a strand of spaghetti? We were having an epic interstellar space battle, I say, and I pushed him into a black hole. That's not very nice, says Jill. But he broke into my high-security potato chip storage facility and stole my chips. No, he didn't, says Jill. Yes, he did, I say. He's a dirty, stinking, rotten, chip-stealing chip thief. No, he's not, says Jill. Terry did not steal your chips. How can you be so sure? I say. Because it was me, says Jill. But I didn't steal them, I just borrowed them. But how did you evade the mousetraps, the laser beams, the 10-ton weight, and the very angry duck, I say. With my flying cats, of course, says Jill. The day Jill broke into Andy's high-security chip storage facility and borrowed his chips. And the safe, I say? How did you unlock that? It wasn't that hard, says Jill. It was already open. You're not mad at me, are you? No, I say. I just wish you'd told me. I did, she says. I wrote an IOU on a chip-shaped piece of cardboard and left it in the chip packet. I thought that was a chip and I ate it, I say. Oh, good, says Jill. Then I won't have to pay you back. Jill, I yell. Just joking, Andy, says Jill. I know how important your chips are to you. I think we all know how important Andy's chips are to him, says Terry, which is why I would never try to steal them. I guess I owe you an apology, Terry, I say. I'm sorry I accused you of stealing my chips. Took you to court, crashed flying saucers over your head, spat meteors at you, set your head on fire and pushed you into a black hole. Don't worry about it, says Terry. Let's just forget about all that and be best friends again. Forever! But what about Mel, I say. I thought he was your best friend. Not in real life, says Terry. That was just acting. I mean, he's a funny guy and I really like him, but you will always be my best friend, Andy. My best friend. And you'll always be mine, I say. Cut! Barks Mr. Big Shot through his megaphone as he flies in on his space director's chair. That's perfect. Brilliant. It's the action-packed, twist-in-the-tail, feel-good ending the movie needed. You filmed all that, I say. You bet, says Mr. Big Shot. I got the whole thing. The public are going to lap it up. You three are going to be big movie stars. Me too, I say. Yes, says Mr. Big Shot. Every movie needs a supervillain. You'll be the one everybody loves to hate. What about me, says Jill. And Silky, will we be in it too? Of course, says Mr. Big Shot. Intergalactic Space Animal Rescue Service. Hilarious! But it's not meant to be funny, says Jill. Space Animal Rescue is a serious business. But Mr. Big Shot doesn't hear Jill. He's already on his way back to Earth. See you on opening night, he shouts. Chapter 11. Big Shot Movie Stars. Hi, my name's Andy. I used to write books, but I'm too busy to do that anymore because now I'm a famous Big Shot movie star. This is my friend Terry. He's a famous Big Shot movie star too. And this is our friend Jill and her cat Silky. They're famous Big Shot movie stars as well. And so is Jill's donkey, Mr. Hee-Haw, and her cow, Pat. In fact, all of Jill's animals are famous Big Shot movie stars. Well, when I say we are all famous Big Shot movie stars, I mean we're going to be, just as soon as our movie comes out. Treehouse, the movie. I guess if you're like most movie fans, you're probably wondering exactly when the movie is going to come out. Well, as a matter of fact, we're having a star-studded red carpet movie premiere at the Treehouse tomorrow night, and you're invited. Andy, Terry and Jill are delighted to invite you to the premiere of the greatest movie ever made, of the greatest story ever told, Treehouse, the movie. Come to page 297 tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. See you there. Life has changed quite a lot for us since we became movie stars in waiting. Terry and I now have Hollywood movie star-style pop-up trailers instead of bedrooms. And we've got custom-built hot rod limousines to get around the tree. We don't have to walk anywhere. Mine has quadruple grinders with shape-shifting super suckers. Now, Lumpy, put your seatbelt on. Mine has triple overhead crankshaft with sub-audible woofers. We've even got our own Treehouse Walk of Fame. How come your star is bigger than everyone else's? I don't know, it's just the way it came out. It's not all great though. For instance, it's kind of hard to see where we're going because we have to wear shades all the time. When you're a movie star, shades are pretty much compulsory. I also kind of miss being able to catch up with Terry and Jill without having to go through agents, managers, personal assistants and publicists. Why do we have to work like dogs? Hey, Terry and Jill, want to hang out? Just us? I think I have an opening in a few weeks. Caught anything yet? Patience, he'll bite. Sure, Andy, I'll get my people to talk to your people and we'll set up something. Plus, we have to spend a lot of time each day trying to avoid the paparazzi. Is this my best profile? Please, no photos! And, as if the life of movie stars in waiting wasn't already busy enough, we have to prepare the treehouse for the movie premiere tomorrow night. We're expecting a lot of people, and animals, so we've got to get our open-air movie theatre ready. We'll need at least 10,000 more chairs, a long roll of red carpet, and we'll have to pop at least 10 million pieces of popcorn. But don't worry, I'm sure we'll get it all done in time. See you tomorrow night. Chapter 12, Cowhouse, the movie. Wow, no time at all seems to have passed since the end of the last chapter, and yet it is already tomorrow night right now. Welcome to our movie premiere. Everyone is coming. In fact, they should be here already because the movie is due to start in 10 minutes, and the only ones here are Terry, Jill, me and you. But here is everybody else. Terry, you did send out all the invitations, didn't you? I say. Yes, says Terry. I gave them all to Bill, the postman, to post. And all my animals know about it, says Jill. They've been really looking forward to it. So where are they, I say. Jill shrugs. I don't know, she says. Oh, look, here comes someone now, says Terry, pointing. We see a group of animals chattering and chirping, approaching from the edge of the forest. Okay, I say. Everybody just act cool. There's probably going to be a riot when they recognise us. Yes, says Terry. Lucky we've got these little velvet ropes to protect us. But instead of heading towards our tree, the animals walk right past our searchlights, our velvet ropes, and red carpet and head deeper into the forest. That's weird, I say. Yes, says Jill. They were talking about a movie, too, although they weren't saying movie. They were saying movie. I gasp. What, says Terry. It's those spy cows I was trying to tell you about, I say. I think they've stolen our movie, and our opening night as well. I already told you, Andy, says Jill. I just don't think cows would do that. They're not interested in movies, unless the movies are about grass, of course. Grass, the movie, winner of 5 Academy Awards. Above, an artist's impression of a poster for the sort of movie Jill thinks cows would be interested in. Perhaps you're right, Jill, I say. Maybe ordinary cows are not interested in most movies. But these are no ordinary cows. These are movie-making spy cows. You believe me, don't you, Terry? No, I don't, says Terry, and I believe in a lot of pretty unbelievable stuff. Okay, fine, I say. Let's just follow those animals, and maybe you'll believe it when you see it. We set off into the forest. We can hear the sound of an excited crowd in the distance. More and more animals and people appear in front of us, around us, and behind us. We come over a rise and see a vast open area packed with people, animals, and cows, especially cows, all sitting in front of a supergiant movie screen. Look at that, I say. Cowhouse, the movie. Now do you believe me? Shh, says Terry. The movie's about to start. Starring Bluebell, Daisy and Buttercup. Hey, says Terry, those cows look just like us. Yeah, I say, except they're cows. Shh, says Jill. Ah, my udder's on fire. Phew. Hey, says Terry, that's just like when my pants were on fire. I know, I say. That's where they got the idea. Shh, says Jill. Why are you painting that udder yellow? Because I wanted to turn it into an udderfly. Hey, says Jill, that's just like what happened to Silky. No, it's not, says Terry. She turned into a catnary, not an udderfly. Shh, I say. Daisy, you can't train udders to be ninjas. That's stupid. Yah! Attack! Ninja power! Ah! Hey, says Terry, that's just like my ninja snails. I know, I say. Those cows have stolen all our stories. Shh, says Jill. This looks like a nice place to wash my udderpants. It's udderpants washing day. Oops, the sharks ate my udderpants. You moron, Daisy. Hey, says Terry, that's just like when the shark ate my underpants. Duh, I say, jumping up in front of him. Don't you get it yet? Sit down, Andy, says Jill. I can't see the movie. Are you watching Mooey, the mooing cow again? That show is so boring. No, it's not. It's really funny. See? Moo, 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 moo. Cows are funny, says Terry. They're also thieves, I say. They stole that idea from Barky the barking dog. Shh, says Jill. I can't hear what Mooey is saying. Smash! Ouch! Sorry, Daisy, but I'm going to have to hit you with the Milky Way. Splunge! That's okay, Bluebell, but I will have to retaliate with this space udder. Remember when we had an epic interstellar space battle, Andy, says Terry. I sure do, I say, and it looks like the cows do too. They are such copycats. I think you mean copy cows, says Jill. Hi, I'm Buttercup, and this is my intercowlactic space cow rescue tractor. Hey, you two stop fighting. Best barn buddies forever. Oh, that's so sweet, says Jill. But it's our story, I say. No, it's not, says Terry. We're best friends, not barn buddies. Cut. That's perfect. The public are going to lap it up. You cows are going to be big movie stars. The end. Hey, says Terry. That's exactly how our story ends. Wait a minute. Hang on. Just one more minute. Those thieving cows stole our movie, yells Terry. They copied all our ideas. That's what I've been trying to tell you all along, I say. Yeah, says Terry. I know. Sorry, I didn't listen to you, but look on the bright side. Everybody seems to have liked the cows movie, so they're sure to like ours too. Well, they would have, I say. But if we release our movie now, everybody will say we copied our ideas from a bunch of cows. I think that should be a herd of cows, says Jill. That's not important now, I say. Just because you're upset, Jill says, that's no reason not to use the correct term for a group of cows. But we didn't copy them, says Terry. They copied us. I know that, and you know that, and Jill knows that, I say, but nobody else knows that. We'll just have to make another movie about how the cows stole our first movie. But this time, we'll make sure the cows don't know anything about the movie we're making. Andy, says Jill, I think... Not now, Jill, I say. I have to talk to Mr. Big Shot. But it's important. It'll have to wait, I say. We need to get started on our next movie right away. Let's find Mr. Big Shot and get filming. Here he comes now, says Terry. Hey, Mr. Big Shot, I say. We need to talk to you. Hi, gang, he says. Great movie, huh? Well, kind of, I say, but it was our movie. Yeah, says Mr. Big Shot, shrugging. What can I say? The cows got there first. Your movie is ruined. But hey, that's show business. But we've got a great idea for another movie, I say, and we'd like you to direct it. We want to get started right now before the cows steal this idea as well. I'm sorry, says Mr. Big Shot, but the cows have already hired me to direct their next movie. It's about some cows who steal a movie idea, about a movie about idea-stealing cows. It's going to be even bigger, better and creamier than Cow House, the movie. In fact, we're off to Hollywood right now. These cows are going to be big stars. Deja vu, whispers Terry. Deja moo, you mean, I say. Chapter 13. The last chapter. We get back to the treehouse and sit on the couch. So what do we do now, I say. I don't know, says Terry. What did we used to do before we were about to be movie stars? Beats me, I say. You used to make books together, says Jill. You wrote the words, Andy, and Terry, you drew the pictures. The video phone rings. Ring, ring, ring. Uh-oh, I say. That will be Mr. Big Nose. He's probably heard about the movie. He's not going to be happy. You answer it, Andy, says Terry. I'm not answering it, I say. I'm scared. Me too, says Terry. Let's hide behind the couch. Jill sighs. I'll do it, she says. Jill answers the video phone and Mr. Big Nose's face fills the screen. He looks bigger and crosser than ever. Where's Andy and Terry? He yells. They're hiding behind the couch, says Jill. I'm not surprised, yells Mr. Big Nose. I heard those clowns ruined the movie. It wasn't their fault, says Jill. It was the cows. They copied all the ideas and made their own movie. Cows, yells Mr. Big Nose. I jump up. Yes, I say, cows. But these were no ordinary cows. They were spy cows. I tried to warn everybody, but no one would listen to me, not even Terry. Terry jumps up from behind the couch. That's not fair, Andy, he says. You were covered in prickles and had a cow pat on your head. You can't blame us for thinking it was just another one of your crazy schemes to wreck the movie, like the scribbling, the flying plates, and the Andy invasion. What? Yells Mr. Big Nose. You tried to wreck the movie? No, I say. I tried to save the movie. The plates and the scribbletorium explosion were both accidents, and I tried to stop the Andys, but they wouldn't listen to me either. And by the way, I also practically saved the entire planet from being impuddled by a giant puddle. That's enough, says Mr. Big Nose. This whole explanation is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. In fact, it's so ridiculous it sounds like the plot of one of your books. Speaking of which, if I can't have a movie, then I'll have a book instead. By midnight tonight, without fail or else. Goodbye. Well, says Terry, that all seemed to work out quite nicely. Yeah, I say, except that we've got to write a book by midnight. No problem, says Terry. Midnight it is. Hang on. Wait a minute. Wait another minute. Hang on. Just one more minute. Do you mean midnight tonight? Yes, says Jill. Midnight tonight. Big problem, says Terry. That's hardly any time at all, and we don't have an idea for a book because we've been so busy with the movie. That's it, I say. We'll write the book about making the movie. Mr. Bignose said it was a ridiculous story, so it's perfect. You mean we're going to write a book about writing a book, about making a movie about writing a book, says Terry. That sounds complicated. That's because it is, I say. We'd better get started before it gets any more complicated. But what about the cows, says Terry. Won't they just steal all our ideas and bring out the book before us? No, of course not, I say. Cows can't write books. Good point, says Terry. Why cows can't write books? Stupid cow hooves. They don't have hands. I'm coming second. I'm winning. They get distracted by their favourite sport, udder racing. They'd rather be out dancing. They are too busy planning a moon landing. OK, says Terry. We'll call it the book of the movie of the book. I'm not sure about that, I say. How about the 78-story treehouse? It will be easier for our readers to remember. Good thinking, Andy, says Terry. Let's get to work. It's action-packed, says Terry. Our best yet. Just one question. What is it, I say. How are we going to get it to Mr. Bignose on time? I'm not sure, I say, but we need to think of something fast because it's 5 minutes to midnight. Look, says Jill. The giant unhatched egg is cracking. It must be about to hatch. I wonder what it will be, says Terry. I hope it's not a cow. Don't worry, says Jill. Cows don't hatch from eggs. But birds do, I say. Maybe it will be really fast. A really fast one, like a supersonic sparrow or a fuel-injected falcon, and it could deliver our book for us. It's a tortoise, says Jill. Oh, great, I say. Just what we don't need. One of the slowest animals in the world. A tortoise isn't going to be any help to us at all. I wouldn't be so sure about that, says Jill. See the engine and the exhaust pipes coming out of its shell? If I'm not mistaken, it's a turbo tortoise, one of the fastest animals in the world. The fastest and slowest animals in the world chart. Slowest, a ninja snail, a block of wood, a cheetah with 4 broken legs, a sloth, an elephant on a scooter being chased by a mouse, a cow on a bicycle, a ninja snail on a skateboard, a penguin being chased by the police, an octopus on roller skates, a monkey on a wire, a cow in a Ferrari, a turbo tortoise. We put the manuscript in the turbo tortoise's mouth and Jill explains where we need it delivered. The tortoise fires up and takes off faster than a speeding bullet driving a Ferrari. Mission accomplished, says Terry, peering through our night telescope as the turbo tortoise crashes through Mr. Bignose's office window. It's 11:59 p.m. and 59 seconds. The turbo tortoise has delivered the book with 1 second to spare. Yay, I say, grabbing Terry's hand and Jill's hand and raising them in triumph. Meow, squawk, moo, cock-a-doodle-doo, honk, oink, neigh, squeak, roar, bray. Uh-oh, says Jill, looking at her Intergalactic Space Animal Rescue Service emergency pager. A gorilla has crash-landed a banana rocket on planet Kong. See you both later. I'm sorry the cow stole your movie, but your book is great. Much better than a silly old movie any day. Well, that was a fun day, says Terry. What are we going to do tomorrow? I'll tell you what we're going to do, says a voice behind us. We turn to see a mysterious woman wearing a brightly coloured headscarf, large gold earrings and a necklace made of gold coins. She's holding a crystal ball in her hand. Who are you, I say. I am Madam Know-It-All, she says. I know all and see all, and I already know that you are going to build me a level where I can set up my fortune-telling tent and end my wandering ways. What a good idea, says Terry. It'll be great to have a full-time fortune-teller. Then we'll always know what's going to happen next, and we can build some other new levels while we're at it. I knew you were going to do that as well, says Madam Know-It-All. Wow, I say. I knew you were going to say that too, she says. What's going to happen next, says Terry. Nothing, she says, because it's the end of the book. I knew that, I say. I knew it first, says Madam Know-It-All. The end.